The Student Association is gathering up various student life initiatives to improve campus life. We'll talk with Director of Student Life Aysha Seedat about these new proposals. Also, President Boris Gressley finally had a meeting with Chancellor Kent Siverud. We'll have more in our meeting report later tonight. Plus, campus headlines and an update from Vice President Daniela Lopez and more. I'm Max Darrow, and welcome to SA Today. We begin with your campus headlines. Syracuse University's annual endowment showed a 12% growth for the year, finishing at $1.05 billion. This is the third year in a row that the university has increased its endowment, becoming the 78th largest among nearly 850 U.S. and Canadian institutions. Among private schools of similar endowments, Syracuse is one of the largest in enrollment. An SU spokesperson said that they were pleased with the gain. And Syracuse University's Career Services held its annual Spring Career Fair at Goldstein Auditorium in the Shine Student Center today. Representatives from more than 55 organizations attended the fair to recruit. IBM, PepsiCo, JP Morgan Chase, and General Electric were some of the global companies that headlined the event. And with all of the exciting events going on at the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, the biggest story of the event continues to be Bob Costas' eye. Costas, of course, is a Syracuse University alumnus whose pink eye has gotten so bad lately that he is taking the day off from the Olympic coverage. This is just a day after he and Mary Carrillo drank vodka on air, where Costas remarked, "My eyes couldn't get any redder." Matt Lauer will fill in for Costas while he waits for his eyes to clear up. In other news, SUNY ESF has been named one of the top schools in the nation for producing Peace Corps volunteers. In a national ranking of top volunteering colleges, SUNY ESF ranked second for schools with less than 5,000 students for the number of undergraduates currently volunteering for the Peace Corps. Last year, ESF had 17 alumni volunteers located around the world in places such as Ethiopia, Panama, Kenya, and more. Well, today marks Cheesecake Factory at Destiny, USA. The chain opened its doors to Central New York at around 11 a.m. this morning, and around 60 people were waiting for the restaurant to be opened. The Cheesecake Factory is known for its big menu, generous portions, and of course, their cheesecake. On weekdays, the Cheesecake Factory at Destiny will be open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The restaurant is located on the first floor of the new expansion area of the mall. Association with this week's essay update. Daniela, good evening.
It's good to be here tonight. Last Wednesday, Boris had the opportunity to meet with Chancellor Siverud. Unfortunately, I was feeling under the weather and was not able to attend. In their meeting, they discussed the College of Arts and Science Dean search, improvement in library space, renovation with Shine Student Center, as well as the readership program. As of right now, we have been in communication with Hillel Director and Interim Dean of Student Affairs in relation to a football game that is scheduled for October 3rd, which is also the same day as Yom Kippur. Although this seems to be an ACC and ESPN issue rather than a university one, we hope to compromise for future games. Student Life has also worked on spring break buses to the airport, as well as the round-trip buses to Washington, D.C. and other places. That's all for now. Max, back to you.
Thanks, Daniela. And coming up, SA Student Life Director Aysha Seedat will be in studio to talk about new initiatives by SA to improve campus life at SU. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching SA Today.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision.
Yeah.
So we're getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
And joining us now is the Director of Student Life, Aysha Seedat. Aysha, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Good. So I was wondering, can you please explain the bus service that SA offers?
Well, SA offers actually a number of services, one of which runs on a bi-weekly basis on Sundays to Wegmans and Target, which takes students on a 6-hour run to Wegmans and Target, bringing them from main campus, from Goldstein on South Campus, and to Wegmans and Target and bringing them back. Additionally, around the holidays, around Thanksgiving and spring break, as of right now, we just booked the buses. We'll be bringing students to RTC in the airport. So if you already booked like a train ride home or a flight ride home, we already offer you that transportation to get there, as opposed to taking a cab, because that can be pretty expensive.
Okay. And so last week, you proposed a lot of student life initiatives that will take care of some problems on campus. Mm-hmm. Can you give a quick recap of the 5 initiatives you proposed?
Right. So because with the 58th session, we run on 3 semesters, so we kind of have more of a long-term time of work to work with. So the initiatives I came up with are some of them are long-term, some of them are short-term, but one of which is with transfer students, and trying to see, one, we want to attack the fact that there's a lack of interaction between campus, seeing what are ways that we can bring them to campus. Is it tackling the fact that they're in Sky Hall, or trying to introduce other living options such as Park Point or University Village, things like that. And additionally, the fact that they can't rush as soon as they get here. You need the 12 Syracuse University credits, which a lot of people are very unhappy with. So that's one. Secondly, with the Advocacy Council we kind of want to create is kind of bringing all the resources together that the university offers and other organizations in terms of if you're a sexual assault victim, if you're a victim of rape. We have all of the resources available on a single flyer, so we're currently doing research for that. With the food pantry on campus, in Hendricks Chapel. We're trying to, first off, promote awareness for it, because not a lot of people know it exists. That's one. And two, try to see if we can get more donations to there. There are a number of ways of doing that. Additionally, with students who work off campus, or if they're volunteering in certain areas, there are certain areas that the Connective Corridor, or CAS Limo, that they don't cover those specific routes. So we want to possibly create, working with possibly Shuttle You Home, which offers transportation to students who live off campus, and maybe see if they can bring students to these certain sites, because there are some places in the city of Syracuse that aren't necessarily safe. And then lastly, the recycling initiative. It's my favorite. It's going to take a little bit of time, but with recycling, there's this company that's located right now in Massachusetts, and we just got heard back that they're looking to expand, and they're excited to work with Syracuse University. But a recycling initiative to create these machines that when you put in a plastic bottle, you get your 5-cent return. So we're trying to see if we can get that on the super card, because not a lot of people like to carry on change.
Okay. That recycling one is really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how the 5 cents will kind of be refunded. That's my only question. So are there any serious hurdles that SA is going to have to overcome in order for these initiatives to succeed?
I mean, one of the things that every administration, every session is actually going to have to face is the fact that there is a change in leadership, and the fact that I don't have specific SA experience. The people that I may have to get involved with may not know who I am. I mean, I do have a lot of influence in a bunch of other organizations on campus, so my name is a little bit out there. But one of the hurdles is definitely trying to establish a relationship with these individuals that could help us further our initiatives, because you need to have a relationship with them before you can actually get the work done. So that's one of the things.
Okay, I got one more for you. What do you expect the timetables for these initiatives to be?
Some of them are going to take some time, and then the fact that I had 3 semesters as Director of Student Life, that's going to be really helpful. But the transfer students, that's with everyone that I've spoken to when we were coming up with our initiatives, transfer students has always been something everyone has wanted to work with. It hits home for a lot of people, especially in my committee. I do have a couple of transfer students that definitely wanted to work on that. So that's definitely going to be an initiative that's going to be over the course of my 3-semester term. With the Advocacy Council and the creating the flyer with all the resources, that's definitely something that can be done over the course of a semester, really putting all that together, organizing it, formatting it in the right sense, and distributing that.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off right there. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Aysha. Coming up next, we'll have a full recap of last night's Student Association meeting.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think, but so is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
President Gressly met with Chancellor Syverud last week and discussed many different topics with him. They talked about turning the library into a better study space and less of a student center, as well as other study spaces on campus, a possible smoking ban, and the Dean Search Committee. Further, the Chancellor will be attending an SA meeting at some point in the semester. Gressly also will be a part of the Chancellor's Inauguration Committee, which will take place on April 11th. As for the possibility of a smoking ban, he found out that campus officials do not believe that it is much of a problem as students do. Here's what he had to say.
We talked about the smoking ban that has been talked about by the Orange and by some members of the Assembly. And so I wanted to really know whether the smoking ban was something that was being seen by the administration or if it wasn't. From my conversation with the Chancellor and with Dean Kantowitz, it seems like it hasn't really been a conversation from the administration standpoint. It's just been something that happened off the campus debate. But the Chancellor did suggest, and he did talk about the fact that Syracuse University is, a smoky, it is a smoky, or there's a lot of smoking on this campus. And so maybe this committee for banning of smoking or conversations of this might happen in the near future. If such, I'm going to make sure that a student is represented and is being placed in that committee.
And former SA Vice President Dwayne Ford presented his initiative to solve the Euclid trash problem. The project originally started as an effort to clean up the neighborhoods surrounding the university, but now the industrial design program at SU has teamed up with project leaders, and students will make the receptacles so that they are a part of the school. And according to Ford, 2 prototypes should be up by next week. And after an hour's worth of debate, the organization's bylaws were finally approved. Moving forward, SA will give the vice president a stipend, and the vice president will serve a mandated 15 office hours in return. And that's all for SA Today for tonight. A reminder that meetings are held Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. in Maxwell Auditorium. Follow us on Twitter for the latest SA updates at SA_today. And we'll see you tomorrow for Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Max Darrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Syracuse.